The 6th graders of Fallen Timbers Middle School in Whitehouse wish to thank Key Bank of Waterville for their generous local support of our edition of News 6, and the other friends of this broadcast who provided additional funding.
Hi! We're the 6th grade class of Fallen Timbers Middle School. Welcome to News 6.
Welcome to this week's edition of News 6. Today's program is brought to you by the 6th grade class of Fallen Timbers Middle School. Our school is located between the towns of Whitehouse and Waterville. Together, our communities have a population of almost 8,000 people.
These days, it seems like the food that is fast and tastes good isn't good for you. So what's a kid to do? Reporter Whitney Hall knows someone who likes to spend her time finding low-fat ways to enjoy high-fat recipes.
Hi, I'm Whitney Hall, and I want you to meet a lady that is always cooking up something new.
Dawn Hall is an expert on how to cook meals that are low in fat. She has even written 2 books on the subject.
The first book I wrote was Down Home Cooking Without the Down Home Fat, and the second book was Busy People's Low Fat Cookbook. The name of our publishing company is Cozy Homestead Publishing. It was named after our home. And we've sold over 325,000 books in the last 3 years.
Dawn enjoys finding new ways to make old recipes easier and healthier.
The thing I enjoy about cooking, it gives me an outlet to be creative. I'm very passionate about cooking. I can taste something and know what it is that's missing. And say it has 20 ingredients, I can think of what ingredients I can use to cut it down. The recipes are converted to low-fat, fast and easy with 7 ingredients or less, and I use the recipes for my future books. Is it good? Oh, good!
For Dawn, being a successful writer is more than good business. It's a labor of love.
The motivating fuel that inspired me to self-publish my recipes was the diagnosis of my loving husband's brain cancer 4 years ago, and the profits go to help fight.
This is Whitney Hall reporting for News 6.
What do you think when you hear the word art? Maybe you see a picture framed on the wall. But as reporter Hope Childers shows us, art can be so much more.
Hi, I'm Hope Childers, and we're here to see art with a smile. It's hard not to smile when you see the sculptures of George Carruth. He has quite an imagination.
I try to make things that everybody can relate to. They're not terribly complicated, just something that'll catch people's attention and make them just stop and smile. Just something for everybody. I try to cover areas that'll interest most people. A lot of the designs are influenced by children's books, folk art, whimsical things. And there are a lot of visual things around, things that I see every day in movies or in books or magazines, and it'll spark an idea where I have to come back to my studio and act on that idea.
At Carruth's studio, you will find art that can go inside or outside your house.
I make a variety of things. I do a lot of animals, a lot of children, bird baths. I use 2 different materials basically. One of them is clay, and I use dental tools and clay tools to sculpt. The other way is direct carving in stone. I like sculpting faces. For one thing, they're a lot of fun to sculpt. You can change the expression as you go. As you're working on them, they remind you of different people.
Today, Carruth's sculptures can be found in galleries all over the world.
We've been very fortunate with the acceptance of our pieces. There are about 4,000 stores in the United States sell our work. And we do send pieces to Japan, Australia, Europe.
This is Hope Childers reporting for News 6.
Today's Kids View question is, who's your hero and why?
My dad, because he always told me to do my best.
Harriet Tubman, because she stood up for what she believed in.
Martin Luther King Jr., because he fought for the rights of all people.
My parents, because they're always there for me when I need them.
My hockey coach, Mark Hamilton, because he's always there for me when I need him.
My dad, because he's a good role model.
Welcome to Fallen Timbers Middle School.
Here is our school's library. Here students can study, catch up on homework, or just relax and read. Here is our newly renovated gymnasium. We are always doing something fun and exciting here. Whether it's basketball or gymnastics, the gym is always a fun place to be.
The last room on our tour is our state-of-the-art computer lab. Teachers and students alike can play games, type a document, or surf the net on our quality Macintosh computers.
Making paint for cars requires hard work and a lot of science. The paint needs to look good, yet hold up a lot of wear and tear. Reporter Matt Abbey takes us to a place where making paint right is always part of the job.
Hi, I'm Matt Abbey, and today we're visiting the Basf Corporation. Basf is an international corporation that makes chemicals. In Whitehouse, they produce and test paint for cars.
What we do is make automotive paint. We test it. We make sure it meets the quality standards that we have so that the customer is happy with our product. Surprisingly, white is the #1 worldwide color. That is followed by a gray metallic. Reds are popular, and green in the last 2-3 years has become quite popular too.
Hank Stachesny is a laboratory supervisor at Basf. He showed us some of the areas where they test and apply the paint.
What we primarily do is develop the paint, formulate it, and test. Testing is very important. We do environmental testing. We send panels out to Florida for 6, 12, and 24 months. We look at them when they come back, and we evaluate paint systems.
During our visit, we were shown a special paint that seemed to change right before our eyes.
The paint that we have that changes colors is called extreme. It is based on the physics of color. We have different flakes that reflect light differently, and that's what causes the color as you change the angle and move around.
This is Matt Abbey reporting for News 6.
That's all for this edition of News 6. Thanks for watching. Be sure to tune in next week for more news from around Northwest Ohio. Goodbye.
The 6th graders of Fallen Timbers Middle School in Whitehouse wish to thank Key Bank of Waterville for their generous local support of our edition of News 6 and the other friends of this broadcast who provided additional funding.